As we get ready to start this draft day, because we're literally 7 days away, 7 days away from all the months and months that we've been going down the stretch of just looking at these top players in the NFL, or soon to be top players in the NFL. There's good things and bad things with some players. Me personally, I'm looking at this one kid that we're getting ready to look into, and something about him just gives me like weird vibes. But I mean, his talent, man. It's you can't deny it. And when you go ahead and hear this sound right here, you'll understand why I feel like he's one of the best prospects to come out the draft this year. So let's get to it.
What's up, this man? Check out Off the Bench anytime you get a trade.
Hey, Off the Bench, it's 89. Check it out.
What up? What's good? What's happening? It's your boy Big Herbie, and welcome to another episode of Off the Bench. We are on the road to 1,000 subs. So before we go any further, do your homeboy a solid by doing three things: hitting that like, hitting that subscribe, and hitting that bell notification so you could be abreast what's next. But I see we got some overachievers in here, because not only did they do those three, I'm assuming, but they also hit the comment section and tell me exactly what's going on. So let's get straight to it. Ebony Wright, what's good? How's it going, home girl? It's was it Thursday? So I mean, we a week away from the draft. Tell me what you're thinking about the entire draft experience that we're gonna be experiencing next week. Who should we go with? Small Talk ENT, yo, what's good, family? Hope everything's going well on your end. And we got somebody else in here. TMB June. He's the best wide receiver in the class. I don't mind him at 7. And who is the best wide receiver? Does he think that is the best wide receiver in this class? We're going to be talking about Makai Lemon. Makai Lemon is the prospect that we will be talking about today. So, we got one more comment in here. Small Talk says, can September get here already? Man, look here. It can't get here any sooner. I just want to I want to be able to get through the draft process, and then once we figure out who we got, and once we figure out exactly what positions are pretty much solidified as far as picking them up, then we could go ahead and talk about the next thing and everything else after that. But yes, no, you know what? I actually love going through the whole entire process of training camp, seeing who's going to be the person to go ahead and be the next person on that we need to be watching and everything like that, the cuts and everything. It's not just as a content creator, but just as watching the team, because I love this team, even though they've disappointed me for the last 30-something years. But that's besides the point. We here to talk about Makai Lemon. So Makai Lemon, we're going to be sitting there talking like I've been doing all this whole entire blue chip breakdown of every single player that we talked about. We're going to talk about the strengths, weakness, player projection, team fit, best spotlight, player comp, and give a final grade on it. So we're talking about wide receiver Makai Lemon out of USC. This guy has been, bar none, one of the best wide receiver prospects that's come out. He won the Biletnikoff Award last year out of USC. His play style is a smooth technician, separator, yak machine. I mean, this dude he's actually really good at a very good, talented receiver. So let's get to his strengths. So his strengths, he's an elite route runner. He creates separation with tempo, leverage, and sharp breaks. He's had strong hands, reliable through contact and in traffic. He is advanced football IQ. He finds the soft spots in the zone and understanding spacing. Yak toughness, runs angry after the catch, despite not being huge. Pause. Versatility. He can also win from the slot or in motion Z alignments. So that's something to really look at a guy who is actually coming out of this position as one of the best receivers in the draft. You think about your Makai Lemon, you think about Carnell Tate, or you think about Jordan Tyson. Me personally, I think Jordan Tyson is probably the better, but the only issue is his injuries. But before I go any further, let's go ahead and talk about why I think that we need to worry about his weaknesses. Talking about Makai Lemon. Makai Lemon's weaknesses, not a lot, but it's still something to look at. He's not a freak athlete. He wins more with polish than raw explosion. Oh, excuse me. He wins more with polish than raw explosiveness. His average size and length, he's around 5'11", not really built like a physical specimen at the X receiver. Slot projection concerns. Some evaluators question if he can consistently beat bigger press corners outside. Like I said, it's not really a lot to go ahead and look at as far as like weaknesses. The kid is actually a technician when it comes down to it. Before we go any further, let's look at the comment section real quick. Small Talk ENT says 27 for me. What's the name? I think that the kid is actually pretty good. I think that he's, I guess since we're talking about it at this point, NFL projections. I think the kid is actually going to be a top 15 pick. I wouldn't be surprised if he's picked up around the 10 to 15 slot. I don't see him as a top 15, as a top 10 receiver because, like I said, he gives concerns as far as being on the outside. We know he could go ahead and into the inside of the field, be in that slot position, crossing routes, slants, comeback routes, and all that other stuff right against the linebackers and stuff like that. Going up against what's the name, the safeties and stuff like that. What's the name, slot corners and positions like that. I have no issue with him being at that. But as far as like going on the outside, he's never really been that guy. He's, if anything, I guess you could say his player comp. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the former Trojan. He definitely from for a ceiling standpoint, he's giving me Amon-Ra St. Brown or even Chris Olave hybrid. Floor, he's a high-end number 2 elite slot weapon. That's what I see him as. Team spotlight that I could see him being picked up by. I'm gonna go ahead and say these 3 teams. I could see the Rams, the Panthers, or the Saints. Ironically, I said the Saints because looking at it as far as this, considered as a quarterback's best friend due to his low drop rate. Lemon fits with the Saints. Fits for the Saints. Need as a playmaker paired with Chris Olave. That would be a great position, a team to go to as far as with him being Chris Olave, him being with the the Saints. Another team, like I said, is the Panthers, and the Panthers wire highlights Lemons as a perfect match to add explosiveness opposite of Ted McMillan, providing the quarterback Bryce Young will be with a consistent target. And last but not least, I think this is probably the best fit. And I'm just looking at, Jesus, man, with this one right here, the Rams. I ain't even got to look at the notes. You have two of the best receivers with, what's his name? With Devontae Adams, and you got the head case over there, being Puka Nacua. And you got those two are just eating right now. And then you put Makai Lemon in there. At this point, I think that this is the crash out is like, okay, who give me the ball? Let me let me go ahead and feast on this defense. Like for real, just think about that for a second. That Rams offense is already potent. But then you go ahead and put Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and then you get Makai Lemon. That's just like, wow. That I ain't even gonna hold you. That will be actually fun to watch. But that's a great offense to look at. But looking at the notes that I just got right here, projected as a high floor addition to the Rams, Lemon is seen as an ideal fit for Sean McVay's offense. He could form a strong pairing with Puka Nacua and potentially replacing Asian veterans, filling the need for a reliable physical slot receiver. But just put him in the midst of that offense, and I think they're going to flourish, man. But before we flourish anymore, let's go ahead and talk about our sponsor for today, who is W.
So let me fill you in on W. W is a powdered energy drink that replaces other inferior caffeine beverages. It contains 0 maltodextrin, 0 fillers, 0 artificial colors or dyes, and is no proprietary blends. The star of the show is our caffeine fruit extract, which helps you focus with no jitters or no crashes. Can't even front, man. This is a pretty tasty beverage. I recommend that you go online to w.com to go ahead and get your own shaker bottle, your own Japanese energy blend that they have on here. This one, Japanese yuzu, like I said before. You can go on and get different type of flavors that they have on there and go ahead and order yours. And here's the thing, when you go on there, go ahead and type in the promo code ODBHTTC for 10% off on all your products.
Secure the dub with W. When you go on to W.com, you can go and get 10% off by putting in the promo code ODBHTTC and get 10% off. Like we still here real quick. So before I go into the next part, be sure to hit that like, comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think so far about Makai Lemon. What's his good traits? What's his bad traits? What do you think? Do you think that we can secure him at the number 7 slot? But yeah, and hit that bell notification as well. To those who have been hitting the comments area, thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. It only takes a little bit of time for just to hit that bell notification, subscribe, and hit the like. So, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. But let's get to the final grade real quick. Let's see. Looking at this real quick, does he fit the Commanders? I think yes. Obviously, he'd be a great addition, considering even that we only have Terry and his merry men. So at the receiver position, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of that if Washington drafts him, he gives Jaden Daniels another separator, chain mover. He's a perfect fit in the time-based offense. He could be lethal in bunch slots concepts along with Terry. Obviously, I think this kid is a great addition if we were to pick him up, but only if we trade down to go ahead and get him. I say that because even though how great of a player he really is, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of this. At 7, you are going to get people like Jackson Smith and Jigba. You get guys like Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua. Those are the type of players that you pick up as top receivers in the league at number 7. Not a slot guy. Not taking anything away from him, because Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the best receivers in the league, but he is not the best receiver in the league. You got guys where you're literally arguing Jackson Smith, Jigba, Jamar Chase, Puka. You literally have like an argument who is the best receiver at that. And at that, that's who you're picking at number 7. It's basically what's the name, draft value at this point when it comes to him. It's not his talent. I think the kid's gonna be nice. I think he could potentially, in the right offense, get at least about 80 catches this year. I think he could be right off the rip, boom, going to it, and he'll be very active. He'll be very productive. I think he's a really good receiver. But also that he's giving off that weird vibe. Like, I'm sorry, I got to talk about that shit. He's giving off like evil villain vibe at the combine with him doing like, and then doing that little look like this and that. This shit was weird. I'm sorry. I have to call that out. The shit was weird. It rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. And I'm just like, look, I have no problem with you letting your ego be driven and everything during the combine, but that shit was weird. But I'm not going to knock him for it. I mean, everybody is different. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say that he's not capable of being a good player in the NFL. This just rubbed me a little weird. It was weird a little bit. So, but all joking aside, though, seriously, I think this kid's going to be a productive player in this league. I see that he could be a potentially, he could be a Pro Bowler. Do I see him as the elite of the elite receiver? Not yet. Does he have potential to be there? Probably so. I just don't see him as that guy right this second. And if I'm drafting a guy at 7, I need to know, are you that guy right now? And yeah, that's my thoughts on him, man. And I'm not gonna knock the kid. I think he's very productive. I think he's gonna have a great career. Just want to see where he's gonna land at. Now, I will say this: if we go ahead and trade back and we get him if we get the Bengals number 10 spot or anything lower than that, I don't have a problem picking him up. I will pick him up. I'm just saying positional value is something that I'm thinking about whenever I'm picking a guy up like him. It's not his size. It's not him being able to be great. It's literally like you don't pick up a slot receiver at number 7. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Tell me what you think in the comment section about his strengths, weaknesses, as far as potential NFL spots, the teams that he could go on. Player comp, give me your final grade on it. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Help me grow so I can do more by hitting a like, comment in the comment section, hit that bell notification so you can be abreast of what's next, and subscribe to the channel. As we always do every single time, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Peace.